Welcome back to the Kempire Daily YouTube channel, where you get daily and consistent hot topics in music, entertainment, reality TV, and so much more. As you come into the live chat, be sure to like the video, be sure to share the video. And if you're not subscribed, subscribe to the channel, because this is where you're getting daily and consistent hot topics. It's not just reality TV recaps, guys. You're getting a variety of hot topics. And apparently, your boy, the Kempire, is on the Kim Kardashian payroll. Kim, run me my check. Look, I've been on so many people's alleged payroll. I should be a millionaire by now, but soon enough. But it won't be based off of what celebrities are paying me. If you guys only knew the level of, if I really wanted to suck up to some celebrities and get interviews and payola, you know the things I could be doing right now. The hell? I thought that was so hilarious today, guys. Be sure to drop where you're watching from, guys. Shout out to our Team Kempire and Royal Court members. This is our weekly recap. It is the final recap of the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City Season 2 Reunion Part 3, and we're done. And we're done. And I have a lot to say about Coordinator Shah. But as you know, I'm always twerking on a fence. Always twerking on a fence, but you know what I'm saying. Look, you know what I'm saying. Let me see you guys saying this. Foxy says, poor Coach Shaw. He is delusional. I don't think he's delusional, y'all. Lord, Coach Shaw's face, I know. The Heather says, I was not a fan of the first two reunions, but after this third one, I'm over here thinking Jen Shah might be innocent. I completely get why you feel that way. I completely get why, because Jen Shah is very convincing, and she's also very charming. But there are a lot of scammers that are charming. That's why they're scammers, allegedly. So someone says, oh, the Shade Kempire. And yes, you are on the Kardashian West payroll. I am so not. Okay. Libra says, was Coach Shaw telling the truth? We're going to talk all about it, because the husbands stepped out during this Real Housewives of Salt Lake City reunion, and there were a lot of back and forth. Did they need 3 parts? No, they wasted our time with the first 2 parts. They got to the nitty gritty of Jen Shah and her legal case by the 3rd part. But I have to give it to Andy Cohen. He did go there with the questions, but as always, he didn't really go there with the questions. He just kind of put a question out there that we were asking, and then he didn't do a follow-up. He didn't say, come on, what is this? You had no idea? You guys have the footage. You also have footage that we have not seen. Do I believe the story that Coach Shah had no idea what was going on with Jen Shah? Okay, I'll show y'all my face instead of Coach Shaw's face, but you're going to see a lot of this man's face today. You're going to see a lot of his face today, because I'm a straight shooter, and just as much hell that we gave Erica Jane, we're going to give Coordinator Shah. The only difference is because Coordinator Shah is better. He's not problematic on social media. And look, I have to give it to him. We have to remember, they share 2 children together. 2 children together that he has to protect. Is he protecting her? No, I think he's protecting her by default to protect his kids. I think that's the only reason why he's doing it. Do I think that this is a loving marriage? Hell no. No. Daphne says that face says a lot. They all seem delusional. Esther says, Andy's producers watch content creators. You can tell by the questions they ask, like the security camera. Esther, you are in my brain, because a lot of us were very critical of that footage that came out of the sons and the nephew coming out with their hands up. It just felt very forced. And I think they were trying to get the heat off of Bravo for airing it. But Bravo, just because Jen Shah is giving you the footage doesn't mean that you have to air it. You guys could have had some sort of integrity and been like, I think that's too much. I don't think we should show it. We could talk about it, but I don't think that we should show it. And even Jen Shah's explanation of why they decided to give the footage to Bravo and to the production company, it just seemed very... Jen Shah... Okay, look, I'm about to go in. Okay, I've been going in a lot today. If you didn't watch the videos that I posted earlier today, I went in on Kanye. I went in on Jussie Smollett and Taraji P. Henson. I got to worry about my heart. Because look, me going in on them is not good for me. Let me take a breath. Thank you so much for the rose. Guys, we're live on multiple platforms. We're live on TikTok. We're live on Twitch. We're live on Twitter. We're live on, of course, Kempire Daily on YouTube. We're live on TheKempire and Kempire Daily on Facebook. If you're not following us there, be sure to follow. The podcast was supposed to come out today, but y'all saw I was busy. It's coming, though. It's coming. I'm going to talk all about my trip, everything. All kinds of different stuff. Kempire Radio on all podcast platforms. Okay. Look, Miss T said they all deserved it. They really did. They really, really did. Let me just start from the top, though. Let me start from the top before we get into Jen Shah and that whole situation, because this reunion really was about Jen Shah. I will be dropping the call-in link for you guys to call in and share your thoughts. We have almost 200 people in the building already. Share this live. Like this video. It's an easy and free way of supporting the channel. So at the top of this, Lisa Barlow goes over to Meredith and tries to, I guess, move forward. I think Lisa just wants to, she got caught and now she's just trying to brush everything to the side, and she blames it on, well, I heard you talking about my home renovation and that you didn't like it. Really, girl? Really? Is that what we're doing? Lisa does break down at the end of this reunion. She says, she didn't grow up in a family where you expressed your feelings, and she thinks that's part of the reason why she is the way that she is. Do I think that Lisa Barlow is a terrible human being down to her core? Honestly, I don't. Honestly, I had that thought watching this reunion. I was like, Lisa might be fake and come across fake with the voice and everything like that. I don't think she's a terrible person, though. You know what I mean? I mean, we can't find Vita anywhere, but I still don't think she's a terrible human being. Not like Jen Shah. Why did Jen Shah use the N-word? Did we miss that? Did we miss that? Why did Jen Shah use that? She was using an example of the messages that she has received about her and her family. You could have just said the N-word. You didn't have to say the word. This is when they were talking about Meredith hiring a private investigator. And Meredith, you were backtracking a lot this reunion. I don't know why, but she was backtracking a lot. She's like, I never said that. Oh, y'all didn't notice it. Y'all didn't notice when Jen Shah used the N-word. They bleeped it out. But this is when they were talking about the messages that someone was sending Heather and Meredith. Rewind the tape. Rewind the tape. She used the N-word. She used it because she said these are the messages that she was receiving from people in her DMs and things like that. Look, your whole example, Jen, about people sending you DMs is not the example that these ladies were talking about. They were talking about text messages that they were receiving on their personal phones and personal emails. They're not talking about your Instagram. And the fact that Heather, I am so over Heather, and I'm over Bad Weather. Honestly, they turned me off this reunion. Just watching them and their body language, and Heather saying, I wrote it down exactly what Heather said in this reunion about Jen Shah being guilty. She said, hold on, where is it? Oh, she says, I don't care if she's guilty or not. Oh, I just said this to my sister the other day. I forgot what we were talking about. And I said, if you did some kind of craziness, I can't promise I'm going to have your back. Jen Shah, look, she's not convicted. She's innocent until proven guilty. However, what she's being accused of, according to Heather, Bad Weather, she doesn't care if she's guilty or not. She's going to be there every day in court. This woman, let's not forget the things that Jen Shah said about this woman. Voice notes, Instagram screen caps. She said a lot worse than Lisa calling her a Lego. But I'm going to forgive her. How low is your self-esteem, Heather? We were rooting for you. We were like, Heather's the MVP of this city. But I can't with a low self-esteem. No. Nope. Casey says, I'm sick of Lisa and bad weather. Honestly, I don't blame you. Look, if the big thing that they're going to have next season is a fight between Meredith and Lisa, I'm not interested. That's not interesting. The fight with them now is not interesting. The hot mic moment wasn't interesting. We've been saying that Meredith effed half of New York from the beginning. I'm just saying, we've been saying it. All right, I've digressed. Let me focus. Let me get back to my notes and start from the top. So Lisa is trying to, brush things over with Meredith at the very beginning of this reunion. I heard you talking about my home renovation, and that's why you decided to say what you said about Meredith's Meredith, about her husband, about her kids, and her fake family. Apparently, Lisa's watching our recaps. Hey, Lisa, nice that you're watching. But like I said, I had an aha moment while watching Lisa. I was like, you know what? Lisa's not really a terrible person down to her core. Not like Jen Shah. Just saying. Yes, Nicole says, and Seth killed me when he said he slept with the other half. That was like the funniest thing he's ever said, because usually his jokes fall flat for me. But Meredith was backtracking a lot this episode. Yes, I hired a private investigator. However, they weren't able to come up with anything conclusive. The way you were acting all season, you would have thought he said she did it, and here's the proof. All of a sudden, she's backtracking. She says, oh, what I read in the indictment it triggered me to make me think that she's the one who was sending the text messages. Jen Shah was sending those text messages. In my opinion, I believe Jen Shah was sending those text messages to Heather and to Meredith. I believe she was. I really do believe that she was. Oh yeah, now it's a cyber specialist. It wasn't a private investigator. Thank you, OB. A cybersecurity specialist. What were these based off of the Heather reciting the poem that was sent to her? Why would you get a private investigator, cyber specialist, to figure out those text messages? I just got 2 text messages from random people on WhatsApp, and I'm like, who are you? I'm not going to hire a private investigator or a cybersecurity person to figure out who it is. But they were threatening my family. All right, Meredith. We're live on Twitter, and Meredith follows me on Twitter. Hey, Meredith. Hey, Mare. Okay, let's move on. The husbands come out. Of course, we got to talk about Whitney and her husband, Justin. They really had no storyline this season, but you may recall we did a report on Justin and the company that he worked for. He has since left. He's posted this long a long message, caption, whatever you want to call it, on social media, letting us know that he's left this company. He says this lawsuit has been going on for a very long time. He's been removed from the lawsuit for a very long time. Okay. I don't believe them. I think this might have been an agreement, and that's part of the reason why he's leaving this company. Okay, it wasn't even that interesting. It must have been a slow news day when I reported on it too, because I was just like, oh, God, I had been hearing about this for months, and I had finally decided, okay, let me report on it. Not that interesting. But the big storyline for them this season, besides their sex life not doing great, was Whitney Rose rebranding and using all their life savings. According to Justin, it wasn't their life savings. It was another savings account. And her company is doing extremely well. Over 500% well. And then Heather is chiming in and says, yes, at Beauty Lab, it always sells out. I never tried the product. I don't know if it's any good. Look, Whitney, good for you. What a storyline. It was boring. Casey says Justin was fired. I believe it. Stephanie says the lies. It's very convenient timing that Justin is no longer a part of that company, but still not interested enough. Acme says they're liars. I could see it in Whitney Rose's face because she sort of like handed it off to Justin to confirm about the life savings and those details. They exaggerated that for a storyline. Oh, I'm spending all the family's life savings. Phoenix says, can we talk about Coach Shaw saying that he has consistent rectal bleeding problems? I don't mean to laugh at that, but it's just the fact that you said it the way you said it. I'm just like, we're going to get to Coach Shaw, Coordinator Shaw in a second. Okay. Because we have to get through certain things before we can get there. Okay. Let's talk about Dewey and Jenny. I don't want to talk about them, but this will be the last time that we will ever have to talk about them. According to TMZ and what's her name? Damn, Lisa Barlow. They caught up with Lisa Barlow and they were asking her about Jenny. She's like, yeah, I talked to Jenny not too long ago. She sent me a text message, but I haven't heard from her. And I'm like, okay. And then the reporter asked her, do you think that she deserves a second chance? And according to Lisa, she believes that Jenny deserves a second chance. A second chance for what? She didn't bring anything this season. She barely spoke this reunion. So even if we didn't know that Jenny would post those racist posts on her Facebook. Sidebar, did you guys hear the story that the black man that she propped up during her apology IG live is involved allegedly in stealing money from his company? So he would do anything for a check. Did you guys hear about that? I said, do I want to do a story on this one? Because I saw the story. There's so much stories that I get, guys, that I just don't have the time. Before I know it, the day is over. And I'm like, oh, damn, what time is it? And I got to go live. That black prop, he's facing charges for stealing. So that already tells me about his character. But if you watch Jenny's live that she did, it was sort of like, girl, we don't need to hear him speak. We need to hear you speak. But we barely heard her speak during the reunion. For those that didn't realize, they did give us a disclaimer at the top of the reunion that this happened before Jenny's posts were revealed. Sidebar, we didn't get a disclaimer for her throwing something at Mary Cosby, Andy. Even though, according to Jenny, she didn't throw it at her. She threw it at the ground. In her direction. The last time you accidentally hurt someone, remember? You broke your husband's ribs. Oh, Jenny. This one who says, no, we didn't, Andy. Bernice, we agree. Coach needs to have a colonoscopy to make sure he's okay. That's if what he's saying is the truth. Guys, if you're just joining us, we are recapping the final part. Finally, the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City is over. It's done. Season 2 is done. They're in the middle of filming season 3. We hear there are going to be possibly 2 new housewives. Angie Harrington possibly might be making a comeback, but we don't care. We did barely care season 1 or season 2. But I'm here for Utah's homegirl. Utah's homegirl. If you missed that report on the possible new housewives, again, Kempire Daily here on YouTube. Guys, we're almost at 100,000 subscribers. Someone in the chat said, I think by overnight, Kempire, you're going to be at 100,000. If so, let the celebration begin tomorrow. Shout out to everyone that's been subscribed since the beginning. If you're a new subscriber, thank you. We appreciate you guys. If you've subscribed and unsubscribed, I get it. I understand. I unsubscribe from people sometimes too. It is what it is. I don't take it personally. You still watch. You still are part of the community. You still comment. Thank you. But if you don't want to miss out on hot topics, you have to stay subscribed. You do. And you have to turn on your notification bell. And you have to join our texting community so that you don't miss out. Okay? Head on over to textkempire.com for more details. Don't forget, data and message rates may apply. Thank you, Shay. Shay says, like the video if you haven't. Like, come on now. So good. All right. So bad. Sidebar, for those that own a business, your taxes are due tomorrow. It just came in my brain. If you own a business, your taxes are due tomorrow. At least, yeah. I think that's across the. It's not just America. It's not just America. Not just New York, the United States. So just a reminder. Your taxes are due tomorrow, and then general taxes, I believe, are due April 18th this year. Just so you know, random reminders for you guys. Dewey, Butterface. Of course, their storyline was all about the sister wives situation. I didn't believe a word coming out of Butterface's mouth. I was just watching their body language. This was so a storyline. This was just for them to have some sort of relevancy on the show, and it still was irrelevant. We already said what we needed to say throughout the season about Dewey being a doctor and his wife having multiple miscarriages and still wanting to have another child. And then they talked about adopting twins, but something happened with that, and that never happened. I don't believe a word coming out of their mouth. Homegirl tried to lie to us about the racist post and says, "Oh, I deactivated that account over a year ago, and I told you we had a live link, and all of a sudden it disappeared by the end of that day." She's a liar. And then when she did that IG live with her black prop, she lied some more. I don't believe a word coming out either one of their mouths. So can we move on? I don't even want to talk about them. I don't care about their sister wife storyline. I don't. They didn't even talk about her breaking his ribs. Audra, yeah, he made it seem as if, oh, this was this was a business situation. And then Jay, come on, he's still a doctor. Come on. Come on. Y'all are so shady. Chiropractors are doctors. Y'all are so messy. Come on. Oh, Lord. All right. Candace says next. All right. When one of the members of the channel, guys, if you'd like to become a member of the channel, head on over to TheKempire.com. All right. Let's move on because I really wasn't even interested in what was going on between them. Let's get into Coach Shah. So the husbands are out there. I don't know what I expected Coach Shah to say, but if we based everything off of his behavior during the season, that we knew Coach Shah was going to defend her. He's been defending her all season. I did not expect him to throw her under the bus and said, "Yeah, I don't know what he doesn't know what she's doing." He spent 13 years as an attorney. He knows what he should and should not say. He could not say, "Oh, I knew," Okay, he did confirm he knows what she does. No, he didn't. Coach Shah, Coordinator Shah, you didn't know what she did for a living. That face. That face. So, as you know, there were rumors that Coach Shah got the heads up about, Jen Shah being arrested, and he was the one that called her. According to him, during this reunion, he was with his assistant. A lot of them got assistants. Why is your assistant with you at your doctor's appointment? Okay. He was with his assistant because he has a consistent problem of rectal bleeding. Because remember, she said, "Oh, Coach Shaw, Coordinator Shaw has internal bleeding," and everyone's like, "Internal bleeding." So what happened to Coach Shaw? Is Coach Shaw okay? According to him, he found out this news. He reached out to Jen, or the assistant reached out to Jen. That's when he got the phone call after that call. But if you listen to what she says in the van, she says, "Oh, I have to head home." Why would you have to head home and not to the hospital? Between Coordinator Shaw and Jen, it just sounded unbelievable. It didn't make sense to anyone besides them. And I wish them luck, because if it doesn't make sense to us, you trying to prove your case in court, even though Coach Shaw is not going to be testifying. He did say he is going to be at the trial as much as he can, because of course they have kids, and of course he has a stellar division, whatever it is. I don't know the sports terms. One thing we do know, Jen Shaw, I know it's not Little League, because his situation's football. Little League is baseball. Look at me. But we already told you how much Coach Shaw makes a year. He makes a good amount of money. We understand he's also very busy, and that's part of the reason why we don't see a lot of Coordinator Shaw. But Homeboy doesn't make $1 million a year or multi-million dollars a year. And he's like, all the things that you see in her closet, it's not just things that she's bought recently. She's bought them over the years. Yeah, apparently with elderly people's money, allegedly. Not powder puff, Coach. Tyler says touchdown. Look, I know my sports terms. She's like, apparently people think that he's just some little league coach. I didn't think he was a little league coach, but I know he doesn't work for the NFL. They were just in the Rose Bowl. Okay. Okay. Tyler says, nah, they knew. They knew. Micah says, Jen kept saying, because I'm a brown woman and he's a black man. Yes, she kept on. And this is where I was talking about earlier, that I feel like a lot of people right now are using people's real struggles. Celebrities are using people's real struggles and trying to use that as a new narrative for themselves. Jen has been doing that throughout the season. When the Jenny Wen situation happened, she was like, I can't let this happen. She wanted to be the martyr. And I did a separate video talking about, I was like, Jen Shah, you are no martyr. So calm down with that. Calm down with that. She's also selling merch, y'all. Free Jen Shah. Really? As much as we want to free Jesse, that's how much we want to free Jen Shah. But she's entitled to a case. Andy Cohen says, according to reports, the Southern District of New York has a 95% conviction rate. It's actually higher. She says, that's because they take appeals. I'm going to be fighting for the people that can't fight. I'm going to fight for the people that can't fight. With what money? Her trying to make herself to be a martyr. Jen Shah, sit down. And no one felt inspired by your speech at this reunion. I'm going to fight for the people that can't fight. Like your guy, Stu Chains. I love how AD asked her, have you spoken to Stu Chains? No, she hasn't spoken to Stu Chains. Let us answer for you. She can't speak to Stu Chains. He's cooperating. He has taken a plea deal. And it's like she couldn't answer the question. He asked, were you guys partners? I mean, I don't think a partner would be someone that is you call your assistant. She could have easily said, no, he was an assistant. He wasn't a partner. She didn't say that, though. She was very careful with the words. I wish her luck in court, though. I wish her luck. RC says, I want to pluck Jen Shah. That outfit. I tell you, that outfit. Oh, I was supposed to start this off with compliments. Damn. I meant to start this off with compliments because the fashion was terrible. But I have to say, Jen's face and makeup looked great. Meredith's face and makeup looked great. And I actually have to say, Lisa Barlow's outfit grew on me. It grew on me. Chania says, I love it, Kempire. You've been on a roll today. I'm a mess. I need to go lay down. Sister Odamu says, complimenting what exactly? I was going to try and start this live with being nice because I knew I was going to go in. Philly John says, I didn't watch that rubbish, but we appreciate you, Philly, being here. Uplifting Depression, thank you so much for the super chat. She says this, yes, celebrities today love using social issues to push their own agenda and validate their opinions. And it's sickening to me. It's sickening to me. Jen Shah is not fighting for anyone besides herself. Jen Shah decided to use her children and nephew and put that footage of them, which is very embarrassing footage, on a reality show that she in court documents says it's not 100% real. And I know Bravo and I know the production company are like, yeah, we need to talk about this. We need to bring this up so we could take the heat off of us, because a lot of people were critical of Bravo showing these Black men and boys being with their hands up. And then Andy asked the question, do you think that Stewart or Stu Chain's kids were treated the same way? Probably not. Welcome to America. Look. Look. Back to Coordinator Shah. So Coordinator Shah says he was at a doctor's appointment. He has an issue with rectal bleeding. That's some serious stuff. If that's true, Coach Shah, Coordinator Shah, take care of that. And according to Jen Shah, I'm always telling that he needs to, take care of himself and da 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 da. I don't believe any of that stuff. Y'all could have left that on the cutting room floor. I don't care about that. That's not even true. Because based off the footage that they showed right after you said that, it was clear that someone was telling her to go home. Go home for what? I thought she was going to the hospital. Jen Shah, you're not even that convincing. You're not convincing at all. Not at all. Not at all. Jen was very hurt though by, as you know, once she left and they found out that she was arrested on their way up to Vail, all the ladies were speculating. Lisa Barlow was calling her 6 attorneys. Whitney broke down what this whole scheme was, and everyone was like, how does Whitney know about this? And she's like, I watch Ozark. I watch Ozarks too, and I couldn't break it down that way. Just saying. But of course, Jen was very hurt by it. And then she brought up the issue like, oh, you said I had a sugar daddy. Oh, it's like, people of color and Black people can't have this wealth. No, I don't believe that's what she was saying. At least that's not what we believed. I don't know if you had a sugar daddy, but I knew something wasn't right because you couldn't explain what you do for work. And now conveniently in this reunion, you didn't have to explain it because, oh, I have a legal situation. I can't explain it. Well, if what you were doing was legitimate, you'd be able to explain it. Even Jen Shah can explain what she does for a living. Coach Shah, Coordinator Shah, whatever, was like, oh well, she does. You see how he deflected? He was like, oh, she's done makeup and fashion. No. We didn't know her for her makeup and fashion. We didn't know her for that. That's not how she was making all this money. Allegedly. Welcome, Phoenix, to the membership. Audrey, we talked about it. Everyone see Whitney's husband was fired. And Melly says Ozarks is good. Money laundering. Ozarks is good. Where's part 2 of the final season? Netflix. Anyways. Let me take a sip from my coldest water bottle. Shameless plug. Guys, if you haven't already, get your coldest water bottle. They don't just have water bottles. A lot of people are going back to work and you need something to carry your water or something to carry your coffee. Head on over to coldest.com, but don't forget to use the discount code KEMP10. That again is KEMP10 for 10% off of your purchase. Shout out to everyone that supported the channel by getting a coldest water bottle or something else. They have pillows, they have things for your pets. Head on over to coldest.com and use the discount code KEMP10. Okay. Oh, okay. Thanks you, Boxer Girl. She says, it's coming soon. I saw a release date for Ozarks. Yes. Oh, thank you, Tyler. April 29th. That feels too far away. That feels too far away. Tyra, wait, hold on. Tyra says, Coach Shah looks so scared. I mean, look, and that's why I'm trying to give Coordinator Shah some grace because I feel like he's doing this because he has to protect the kids and his nephew and everything they well, at least he's built. I don't know what she's built off the backs of elderly people. Audra, thank you so much for the super chat. Audra says, sorry, Whitney, not Heather. I'm tired. Oh, it's okay. Hold on. Take that off. He looks defeated. Look, he might be looking a lot better after. Never mind. I was going to say after she went to jail. Do you guys think that she might get off? Someone in the, I think it was the Heathers that said, after watching this, you kind of in your head was feeling like she might be innocent. I just think she's very charismatic. I think she's very charismatic. At one point, she jokes and says, oh, Meredith called the feds on her. She's very funny. We've said this already. Despite the allegations, she does bring a lot to the show. She brought a lot in season 1. She brought a lot of funny in season 2. And it wasn't just about her getting arrested. Micro Blue, you were thinking what I was thinking. He will. He'll recover when she's out of the way. She's very likable. I hate to say it, but look, straight shooter. She's very, very likable. She's great for reality TV, but if she did what she's being accused of, she's a terrible human being. I love how I just said that. Just rolls off the tongue. Guys, you're just joining us. We have over 600 people, almost 650 people watching. Be sure to like the video if you haven't liked the video already. It's an easy and free way of supporting the channel. It is a subscribers only live chat. Subscribe. We're almost at 100,000 subscribers. Excited to celebrate this monumental moment with all of you guys. But you know what we're thinking? Next goal, not 150, not 200. No, 1 million in world domination. Right? Come on now. World domination is the goal. Apparently, I'm getting paid by the Kardashians. I didn't know. Last week, I was getting paid by Candy. Y'all need to run me a check. Candy and Kim, where's my check? Especially after I just paid taxes. I was like this, putting the check in the mailbox. I was like this. I don't want to let go. I didn't want to let go. But you got to pay your taxes. You ain't going to have me out here going nowhere for not paying my taxes. Just saying. Tyra says, let me hold something, Kempire. Nuh-uh. I pay my taxes. Agni says, please reach out to these people. Get your money, Kempire. I don't care for the card. Look, I report on pop culture, y'all. I report on pop culture. So when there are things that are out there, and I feel an obligation to do a follow-up because I hate to start a story and then there's a follow-up that I need to report on. So that's why. But it's not just the Kardashian. We just did an update on Wendy Williams as well. And then we do fun things like this. We recap some of your favorite reality shows. Tomorrow, we are back at it, talking about 90 Day Fiancé, Love Off the Grid, and more reality TV. Okay? So stay tuned for that. Our Tuesday takeover has changed from TLC takeover to Tuesday takeover, where we talk about some of your favorite reality shows. So stay tuned for that. And join our texting community so you can let me know what I should be watching. Shout out to the Real Housewives of Lagos. It's coming. It's coming in April. Someone had called in just the other day saying we need that. And I was like, did you not know that did you know it was coming? Because I was like, wow. I know everyone says they need a town hall. It's coming, y'all. We're going to do a town hall. We will do a town. It's just between creating the stories, doing the stories, and trying to get some sleep. Town hall will be. I got my robe and everything. And I got a gavel. Look, I got a gavel. Hold on. Can y'all see it? And I got a gavel. Hold on. Can y'all? It's like blurry. Anyway, y'all can see it. It says Kempire Town Hall of Pop Culture. Look. It don't have the same. It don't hit the same. It's all right. Okay. Oh, Obi's correcting me. It's pronounced Lagos. I thought it was Lagos. All right. Well, you would know. Thank you. Tess says, yes, you got a gavel. I won't be using the gavel, but it don't hit the same. But stay tuned for that, guys. Those are types of things that we do here on the channel. A mix of course, everything in pop culture, live reality TV recaps, and scripted TV every once in a while as well, and our town hall of pop culture. So stay tuned for that. We do that like periodically when necessary, but apparently it's becoming necessary between Kanye and so many other things. Okay? Me too, Hetty. Lagos, right? Lagos. Okay, well, the way you spelled it, Obi, was Lagos, and it's Lagos, right? I want to watch it. All right. Anyway, we have digressed because the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City, you have been going on since I don't know how long it's been going on. It's been too long. And finally, this is it. Says Lego, my Legos or my Egos. Okay. I'm excited about that. That's the new news, but I still need to watch all of what is now on Discovery Plus in regards to the other international Housewives shows. So let me get into that, and then maybe we can get into to Lagos. Okay. Okay. Praise the Lord. We need, and speaking of Housewives news, Real Housewives of Miami is coming to Bravo in April, but we already talked about and saw it on Peacock. Philly Jones says, I'm going to pronounce it like the Europeans. I can't. Like almost 7 months. It was way too long. It was way too long. It was way, 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 way too long. What? Heather says, there's a video out there about you, Kempire, and some of us, we and someone else we know of. What? Text it to me. Oh God, is it a bad video? If it's a bad video, I don't care. Look, I don't care. All right. So, okay. So just simply says, Real Housewives of Salt Lake City premiere in September, and it's March 14th. Damn. I don't need that. I don't need that. It's been too long. So that makes sense because when I was in Amsterdam, yeah, it was October. Lord. I know. We're all going broke with all of these streaming platforms. All right. All right. Let me focus. Back to this. So the husbands come and go. Any other husband that we didn't talk about barely spoke to John, Lisa's husband. Seth, non-factor. It really was about Coordinator Shaw and what he knew, and what he did talk about Jen Shaw and how she, had a lot of moments where she didn't want to get out of bed, but she would only get out of bed because of her son. I believe that. We didn't get to see that side of Jen on the show, but she's dealing with a lot. As I said to you before, the Southern District of New York does not play. They have a highly successful conviction rate. So it wouldn't surprise me that she has those moments and she just doesn't show those moments on the show. Okay. Thank you so much, David, for the super chat. David says, why was Andy comparatively much easier on Jen than Erica when Jen is actually being charged with the crimes? I was upset. What was your thoughts? It did seem like he was easier on her, but I think Andy is very moldable based on what you guys are saying. And I don't think Jen has received the same amount of backlash that Erica Jane has. And I think people were expecting him to be soft on Erica, and he had to change that narrative instead of just being consistent. So I think that's what it was. But again, we have to remember Jen Shaw is the one actually being accused of things here in regards to Erica Jane and her whole situation. Oh, Coordinator Shaw. Let's move on. Because there are other things that they talk about during the season. Lisa Barlow versus Jen Shaw. And at one point, Jen Shaw calls Lisa the B word and just like, I can point and wave my head and do this and do that. Girl. Yelly says Erica is closed off and she's acting like a gangsta. And I have to say, Jen Shaw came across more likable during this season than Erica Jane. Okay. Acme says, yeah, Coach had me in my feelings. IB says, y'all want Jen to incriminate herself on TV so bad. I would talk in riddles too. Donna says Lisa is a B. At the end of this, Andy asked them, what can they take away from this season? And, what have they learned? Lisa says that, she needs to be more vulnerable, but she didn't grow up that way. She gets really emotional talking about that. Heather was getting emotional quite a few times during this reunion. Heather, excuse me if I don't. I used to love Heather in the first season, but by the end of this, it's like, Heather, what is your problem? What is your problem with Lisa? At one point, though, during the commercial, Lisa's hugging on Heather and Whitney, and she's like, I feel an allegiance to Lisa because she brought me on the show. Okay. So that's why I don't trust anything that comes out of any one of their mouths. I don't. I don't. Christina says Jenny's husband getting therapy is well needed. I didn't believe him. When he said it, I was like, I don't think he's getting therapy. Because even his response to Andy about, yeah, it's helping. Okay. I don't believe he's in therapy. I don't believe a word that comes out of any one of their mouths in that family. Okay. Um, the other thing I don't believe, when Jen Shah talked about describing her business, she literally used the words that Andy said and says, I forgot what the exact wording was. So basically, it says, "Oh, I'm a content. Let's say I'm a content creator. Yeah, I'm a creator that creates content." I was like, "Girl, if you don't tell us what the hell you do," Nelly says, "I agree, Kemper. I despise most of them." And I didn't originally. It's, you know what? I blame Bravo and I blame the production company because they drew out this season so much. And I think they did that intentionally because of so many of their shows had been pushed back, delays, and things like that. So I think that that's what they were trying to do. I kind of, I didn't kind of, I did miss Mary Cosby because at least Mary Cosby would have added some funny to this. That. They're not interesting enough. Their ratings were decent this season, but they're not interesting enough to carry a season by themselves. I'm glad that they're hiring new housewives. Hopefully, Utah's homegirl will bring something. I don't know about the other Angie that owns the multiple salons, but I'm not excited. And you know, I've been a big advocate for Salt Lake City, but I did miss Mary Cosby. I did miss Mary Cosby. Mary, you're not going to see this on Twitter because you blocked me, but it is what it is. Oh, uplifting depression. Whitney has skeletons. I can tell. Me too. A lot of them do. Why do people with skeletons go on reality TV? Do I believe Meredith effed half in New York? No. Do I believe that there's more to what happened between her and Seth? Yes. I don't know why she was backtracking the way that she was backtracking this episode. I don't know. I don't get it. And do I believe that there was infidelity in Coordinator Shaw and Jen's relationship? Yes. Do I believe there was infidelity in some of everyone else's relationship? Yes. Because even when they were bringing up the whole, we reported on that rumor of Jen Shaw hooking up with Meredith at the local, I forgot, restaurant or something like that, and the reason why she's so upset at Jen Shaw is because Jen Shaw was telling the people around town that it smells like fish or something. I don't remember the exact details, but I believe that is Jen Shaw's MO. She is so childish. She does those types of things on social media. That's why I find it so hard to believe that Heather has been able to get over it. I think Heather got over it because she knew that's what she needed to do to stay on this show. She needs allies. And she wanted Jen Shaw as an ally. So that's why she's writing hard for Jen Shaw. Because if you guys really go back and Google schmoogle what some of the things that Jen Shaw said about Heather Gay, you're like, I would never be friends with someone like that. You're mad at Lisa saying the things she said about what Lisa said about you was nothing. It was nothing. Hetty says, sometimes I think about Mary's tweet about Whitney looking like a pumpkin from Flavor of Love, and I laugh to myself. Mary is comical. She does look like pumpkin. Najee says, she said Seth herself were dating others because they were separated and getting a divorce last year. I know she said that, but I don't believe that's what was happening. Honestly. I don't believe that. There is so much more to the Meredith situation. Meredith, the longer you stay on the show, the more that's going to get exposed. I'm just giving you a heads up. Not saying that's what I'm going to expose it. I just feel like there's more to it. Audrey, yes, the Uber driver story is crazy because they talked about that during this episode too. And for those that didn't know, I covered the Uber story. Just put Uber, Jen Shah, Kempire. It will come up in YouTube. It will come up. I had to listen back to it myself. And why didn't Andy, you've had Bitch Sesh on your failing Watch What Happens Live. Why couldn't you say Bitch Sesh? Is there a licensing reason? Now you couldn't say Bitch Sesh, the podcast? Give them a little promo. Thank you, Audrey, for the super chat. Audrey says, who here thinks Jen Shah is guilty? Crickets. None of them are going to say that. I wish they would. You know, if Mary Cosby were there, she probably would have. She probably would have. You never know with Mary Cosby. One minute you're like, oh, she probably's not going to say it. But in that moment, she might be like, the eyes might say something else. Okay. Tushi, thank you so much for the super chat. Tushi says, I liked Whitney and Heather last season, me too. This season, they let their slips show. Ooh. They both got something to hide. That's why they stay messy. I agree. And honestly, in the beginning of the season, I really enjoyed them. Watch our recaps. It was towards the end, I was just like, I don't know about these two. All right, guys. We have almost 700 people watching. Let's get to 250 likes. I'm going to drop the call-in link. I want to hear what you guys have to say. Matter of fact, let's get to 300 likes, but I'm going to drop the call-in link. Liking the video is an easy and free way of supporting the channel. I know you get sick of people saying this in their videos, but it's necessary. The algorithm, which YouTube does not let people know what that entails, but liking a video lets you see more of what we have putting out. So when the notification bells fail you, at least the algorithm will let you know, oh, Kempire posted a new video. So if you enjoy content like this, like the video, again, a free way of supporting the channel. Or just says, I thought that Mary Cosby, I pray to God you're guilty. Oh, we're going to miss Mary Cosby. We really are. She's still problematic. Look, she can be problematic and say terrible things, but at the same time have funny moments. Women. We didn't see that coming. Happy Women in History Month. I'm just saying. Okay, let me drop the call-in link. How's everyone feeling after this spring forward? How's everyone feeling? Anyone tired? I feel okay, to be honest with you. It was a busy weekend, though. Okay. And there we go. Yeah, Mary was golden. Women. Kate says Mary's comedy is too mean. I mean, it did have mean moments. Don't get me wrong, but there were some moments like the women moments. That wasn't a mean moment. Oh, Norma says she's tired as hell. Oh, okay. Tyler says didn't notice it. All right, that's good. Daphne says so tired, no time to study. Oh, tired, but I just had lunch. Okay, all right, y'all. Little girl. You know I'm going to continue to use my Mary memes and videos in my videos, so stay tuned for that. I mean, she will live on. I don't know if we will ever see Mary Cosby again. Have we heard from Mary Cosby? Exactly, Missy. Woo, there's a lot going on. Shout out to everyone that watches my videos. Hey, Storm. Glad you're back and had a fabulous trip, Kempire. Yes, and I want to talk more about my trip in the podcast Kempire Radio, guys. If you haven't subscribed, and don't forget to rate and review because it does matter. Yes, I love the Mary comments you guys are sharing right now. Your kids need nutrients. Oh my gosh. You never stop using the memes. I can't. They make me laugh, and a lot of times I'm shading myself. In these memes. All right. Uplifting Depression says, you think Mary can carry her own show, Kempire? Oof, I don't know about that. She has to show up, and that's the problem. Okay, Evelyn says, I hope not. I don't like her. Okay. Look, everyone has a right to have an opinion here. We welcome differing opinions. Oh, sidebar. For those of you that think I'm deleting your comments, I'm not. Moderators, we don't delete comments. Just a reminder. I got to do that yearly, monthly reminder. We don't delete comments unless a person is being incredibly racist, sexist, nasty, bullying. We don't. However, for those of you that are leaving comments, you're like, oh, Kempire is deleting my comments. First of all, you already know I don't have the time. You know how many comments we get a day? And I'm not bragging. I'm just letting you, y'all know how many comments we get a day? I'm not deleting comments. Okay. But what happens is YouTube has their own filter, and sometimes random comments are put into spam and hidden. So don't think I'm deleting your comments. I had someone email me saying that they know somebody at YouTube, and I was like, are you trying to threaten me? I don't know. I don't care who you know. And I love how people just jump to a conclusion. I was like, I'm not deleting your comment. Just saying, calm down. It's not always what you think it is. Anyways, we have quite a few people backstage, guys. And I forgot to pin the comment. Hold on, y'all. Let me just drop this again. Pin this. Let me pin this. Yes, I got y'all. I get called all kinds of emails, and randomly, I'm like, oh, let me see. We got to start hiring people in 2022, y'all. And I was going through my DMs, that hidden part of Instagram. So there's a bunch of DMs, some saying, "Hey, big head." Luella, I said, "Okay, well, is that a threat, madam? I don't care who you know. Don't come out here doing that to me. You have met the right one, baby." Okay. Let me take some callers, guys. Callers, let's be brief to the point. Or if you want to talk about something else, because we are done with Salt Lake City. This is the final recap, at least for this part of the year, this season we're going to be talking about. I'm sure by the end of this year, we will be getting a new season 3 of Real Housewives of Salt Lake City. But if you're a part of the replay crew, let me know your thoughts. What did you think of the season? What did you think of part 3? What do you think of what Coordinator Shaw had to say? Okay. Fox is big head. Oh, y'all be in those comments. I'm like, hey, Tawana, I'm gonna bring you up. What's going on, Tawana?
Hi, Kim. How are you?
I'm well. How are you?
I'm doing great. So, I would rate this last part of the reunion about a 6.
Mm,
It was really great. Well, it wasn't really great, but it was better than the first 2 parts.
hmm
Coach
Why is that?
Shaw. Oh, well, I do understand what Jen was saying about them coming at her and automatically assuming that she's guilty because she is a woman of color. I do kind of feel her on that because they also did that with Mary Cosby,
Mm,
saying that, oh, how does she afford to live like this? Like, she must be doing something illegal. Like, she must be, like, just doing illegal things or must have a sugar daddy or something. It's like, why do every time black people have wealth, they automatically assume that they're doing something illegal or have a sugar daddy? So they do have a bias. I
mm.
do kind of see that
And
that they have
we
towards.
saw a little inklings of that towards the end of the season, and we were all looking like a Heather and Whitney, like,
Yeah, because it looks to me, it looks like Whitney has a sugar daddy in her husband because she done spent up all his money and now he's unemployed.
I don't mean to laugh.
And Coach Shaw, if Coach Shaw wasn't Jen's husband, I feel like he should be her lawyer because the story he told about the son would have made a good closing argument
Oh, you know
in
what?
court. It would have made a great closing argument in court. And basically he was just like, that's my woman and I'm gonna stick beside her. He wasn't letting him see him sweat. I do feel like he's very hurt. Heather got on my nerves. Next season at the reunion, Andy needs to separate Heather and Whitney. They do not need to sit on the same couch or together.
Mm,
Because it's very hard for people to talk to Whitney without Heather jumping in or talk to Heather without Whitney jumping in.
mm-hmm. All right, Tawana.
But this,
Okay, go ahead.
oh, that's all. That's all I wanted to say.
Thank you so much for calling in.
Thank you. Bye.
Hi. All right. I know we have a couple of super chats I want to read. Asata, thank you so much for the super chat. Asata says, Kempire, I saw in the shade room that that Princess is saying that the door is always open to get back with Ray J. I don't understand. This man has cheated on her so many times, shaking my head. I don't know why is the door open, Princess? He had 2 kids by this man. That's been a messy situation. Norma, thank you so much for the super chat. Norma says, told you you'll make 100K before April. Thank you. When will we make 1 million? No, I'm joking. Thank you for the super chat. All right. Obi, I'm going to bring you up. What's going on, Obi?
The reunion was lackluster. And that's because there were only 3 castmates whose feet were held to the fire, which includes she who we don't care for, she who is not Shamazing, and she whose last name is Barlow, but is setting a low bar for housewives with her lies and her lack of accountability. And even with the one at the center, the desired result was insufficient with all his interruptions and enunciations on her behalf. Yes, I'm referring to you, Andy, because your favoritism is getting out of hand. By the way, Bad Weather's Whitney doesn't acknowledge how appalling it is to squander her husband's reserve proceedings into a business with products that viewers are ignorant about. And like KK in the chat said, you know KK in the chat, she would need to pay for their skeletons, wouldn't she? But instead, she always likes to remind us how ugly Mary was to her, during the season in addressing their rocky friendship. But she then chooses to leave out the part where Mary actually requests for a sit down with sober Whitney, but could not even get one, even at the finale. Whitney must have to know that she's in fact not only a little girl and a bobblehead, but she's got a snipe when she continues questioning the date of her supposed friend's family's memorial, bringing up a dead man's affair on camera, when in reality she was a mistress to a man who allegedly has been involved in a pyramid scheme. And what we are not going to do, Whitney, is use your private moments in your bedroom as a storyline. And no, Bravo, that was a blemish that doesn't need to be repeated. And the rest of this is on my channel, but better looking couple next time. Thank you. Bye.
Nelly, thank you so much for the super chat. Nelly says, Kempire, we got that one family member regarding their microaggressions or bigoted comments. It is what it is. Hashtag free Mary Cosby. Thank you so much for the super chat, Nelly. Mel, I'm going to bring you up. What's going on, Mel?
Hey, Kempire, how you doing?
Oh, well, how are you?
Doing good, doing good. Yeah, the last night episode was okay. I just thought it was frustrating for me that they didn't seem to understand when Jen was coming from when it came to the invasion in her home when the cops went there with her children, and we never really got a real answer to what happened to the other person. I know people said that he probably had the same experience, but I believe we don't still know if they showed up at his house as aggressive as they showed up at hers.
Yeah.
So that was that was troubling. No matter what she has done, she's not guilty until the evidence and things are happening at the courts. And she said she's going to fight. So it would have been nice, or it would have been appropriate for them both to get the same treatment in a way for the way it was. It just showed something that was a little uncomfortable to watch in that moment, that she had that.
I mean, regardless of the fact, I wouldn't want kids to be treated that way because they're not a part of the crime. But of course, law enforcement doesn't know necessarily who's in the house and whatnot. But to see kids, especially young Black men and boys, treated that way it's very triggering, and that's part of the reason why Bravo got a lot of backlash, and I think that's the only reason why they addressed it during the reunion.
Yeah, I mean, and also both of them are being questioned about alleged crimes, whether it was that man and then it was her. They have two separate families. They have two separate looking families, and I want to know if they had two separate experiences. So that's just a little troubling. Yeah, and also I think that Heather and Whitney, I'm not over them, but I would like them to let other people have their disagreements with each one of them without them chiming in. They don't always have to team up to have a conversation on Lisa or Meredith or Jen. Let the girls talk, without them chiming in. And that's about it. I'm glad it's over. It was a long season, but we onward and upward. We're going to be watching Candy and whatever else Robert want to throw at us,
Yes, we are. Mel, thank you so much for calling in.
All right, sir.
Bye-bye. And guys, if you missed our Candy and the Gang recap last night, we recapped it right after we did a live watch party on TikTok, right, TikTok? So be sure to check that out from last night if you haven't checked it out here on our Kempire Daily YouTube page as well. That reminds me, I need to do an under a minute recap on TikTok for that as well. All right. Let's see. That one girl Johnson, I'm going to bring you up. Hey.
Hi.
What's going on?
Not much. First of all, I just want to say that I ran home from work so that I can get on this live. Like, I was so excited. I was so excited. The main thing I want to say is, well, there's two things. I think that Jen and coordinator Shah were prepped beautifully by the lawyers. beautifully, and they answered every question how the lawyers told them to do it, and they got the assignment right. Do I think she's guilty? Yes, but the way that they did it together as a united front was just beautiful. I love Coordinator Shaw because he stood next to his wife, and even if she is guilty, he was like, no, that's my woman. She might have stole all that money, but I love her, and it is what it is. My main concern is when Whitney was saying some very problematic, some words that were very triggering. She called Mary Cosby a predator. They brought up the deceased Cameron. But we didn't get to hear about the money that her husband stole and the money that she squandered and the skincare line that I don't know who's buying that because she looks like pumpkin, like you said. So I don't want to look like that. I just feel as though Heather is just gate hopping, I guess you can say, to find out wherever it is that can make her seem more interesting. That's where she's going to go to. She's not to be trusted. She gives us this holier than thou personality on TV, but I think that woman has a bunch of skeletons in her closet. And for Meredith, I would just hope that before any of her tea comes out, that she sprays us with her tea before anybody else can tell us what's going on. Because I still feel as though she was cheating on her husband. Seth found out because let's not forget from last season when he said, let me see your phone. And she said, that is a violation of my privacy. Girl, you are married to that man. There is no privacy.
Oh. Okay. That one girl Johnson, thank you so much for calling in.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Sorry, I was getting a phone call, but that's pretty much all I had to say.
All right, thank you so much for calling in.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye. Y'all are hilarious. As a reminder, though, guys, remember the views and opinions of those that call in do not represent the views and opinions of myself, the Kempire LLC, or Google or YouTube. Just a reminder. Kiana, I'm going to bring you up. What's going on, Kiana?
Hey, Kempire. Oh my God, I didn't know you was going to pick on me that quick. I had like a mouthful of spaghetti in my mouth.
Oh, and that's just a reminder to me that I'm hungry.
So I'm gonna make it quick because I get it. You're hungry. So first, let me just say I didn't actually watch the last reunion on like my TV. I just watched the clips on Instagram because I just couldn't. I need a quick summary of what's going on. I don't like how they keep bringing up Cameron. I really don't. If I was Cameron's family, I would have did a cease and desist or something. That there's no way. You know what I mean? He's not there, not by choice.
Yeah.
So it just makes me feel cringe. Jen, when the first caller, when she said that, they always make it seem like when a Black woman has money that they're doing something bad. And I agree, because at the end of the day, I haven't seen Lisa's vodka anywhere. We know that's not a scam. I mean, I don't know anybody who's even tasted it. So
I know people that have tasted it, but it is hard to find, even though she did reply to my comment in the comment section saying, there's been a glass shortage since the pandemic.
I mean, is it even really vodka? How do we know? But anywho.
Wait, sidebar. Lisa, I know you're watching. Send me one. I'm not going to drink it, but I'll do a giveaway. Send me a bottle. Send me a couple of bottles, and we'll do a giveaway. We'll promote Vita.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all know I don't drink, so it's not for me.
I agree with Jen in the sense that, look, if you're gonna be my friend, stand by me. Don't put these little words like, oh, it's complicated being your friend. No, then you're not my friend. However, like I've always said on these shows, nobody is friends.
Yeah. Nobody
is friends. They're coworkers. However, though, Jen, let's not act like you were a complete a-hole the first season to everybody. Like, did she just forget all the stuff she said about people? So, probably. I mean, why wouldn't they come at you? But that's all I have to say. Go eat some food.
Thank you so much for the permission, Kiana. Have a great time eating that spaghetti. Now bye. Miss Bernice is backstage. I haven't seen Miss Bernice in forever. What's going on, Miss Bernice?
Hey, Kempire, how you doing today?
Well, how are you?
I'm fine. Let me get my words right for this.
Oh.
Okay. Now, the couple that's going to remain nameless, the honeymooners, they ain't got to come back. Ralphie Boy and Ed can stay away. Okay?
Okay.
Go back down to the sewer. Okay? Because when Lisa got up, when it was on the break, and Lisa got up to go talk to Meredith, and Ralphie boy was sitting there. Lisa had to nudge her way in between her and Meredith. I want to talk to my friend. That means, chick, you need to get up and go over there. She didn't get up and move. She just sat there. That's a private conversation. Okay? And then the Wonder Twins, Heather and Whitney.
Mm-hmm.
And what they've been doing is being undercover Fox Channel news reporters all season by the little innuendos on talking about people. They've been doing the Tucker Carlson all season. You ain't been.
No, but the way you're giving this analogy, I'm like, well, that might be fitting.
Yeah. Especially with Meredith and her father's memorial. What the heck was wrong with you to even insinuate that woman who just lost her father, and it's COVID, and they Jewish, so they have to have their funeral in 1 to 2 days of you passing. That's part of the religion. And for you to insinuate that she faked a memorial service for her father, and then for you to keep coming back and saying, well, Meredith, did you really have a memorial service? Really? And I was like, that was so tacky. You need to go to Vegas, get on that pole for a week, and make your money back so your family ain't got to worry about your money. And take your Wonder Twin with you so she can count the money.
You do know that Jen Shah was here in New York at a strip club, hosting a party.
Oh, that sounds...
You didn't know.
And for them to keep talking about Mary, like, Mary not here.
Yeah.
Y'all drove her away. So why y'all steady talking about her? Okay.
I mean, look, I'm not defending them, but they have to in the reunion. But I do not want to hear them talk about Mary in season 3 because Mary's
I don't either. She's not there. She's not there. Don't go do a drive-by by the church. No. Don't do none of that. Wonder Twins, put your powers together to make your Wonder Twins some money. Okay? Because okay, I'm sick of them. Take their Fox News handling butts on about their way. Because Tucker and Hannity is getting on my nerves.
Tucker and Hannity. These are going to be their new names, Miss Bernice. As always, we appreciate you calling in.
Okay, baby. You have a good one.
You too. Bye. That is Tucker and Hannity. Which one's Tucker and which one's Hannity? I should ask Miss Bernice. Miss Bernice, if you're in the comment section, let us know. Which one do you guys think should be Tucker? Which one do you think should be Hannity? If you're just joining us, this is our final recap of the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City reunion for season 2. This was the final part. If you're part of the replay crew, I want to know your thoughts on this reunion, how you would rate this reunion. I posted a poll in the Kempire Daily YouTube channel, and overwhelmingly at 45%, you guys rated this reunion part 3 between 4 and 6, which isn't bad. It also is a reflection of their ratings during the season. Okay. Let me end the poll actually. Oh, why can't I end the poll? I don't know what's going on there. All right, we're gonna take one more caller because y'all know what time it is. I love how you guys know. You all know, like, it's almost time for Kempire to eat. Y'all get it? Taurus, love my food. I don't even know what I'm gonna eat. All right, Donna, I'm gonna bring you up. What's going on, Donna?
Hi, happy Monday. I'm gonna be quick.
Donna's always one of the first people to comment. I love it. Thank you, Donna.
I'm sorry. Look, I'm just gagging over Tucker and Hannity. I love Miss Bernice. Oh my goodness, I love her. I wanted to say I agree with Jen, and there wasn't an answer in regards to how the assistant's home and his family was handled. Um, I don't know if anybody noticed Jen's face when she said, my kids didn't have to come outside like that. So Jen was right on that. In regards to her as opposed to Erica, Jen is showing more humility, which I don't think we really like. We like raw Jen, but she's humble. So I don't know if it's about listening to her husband, her attorneys, but she knows the assignment. Coach Shaw is the bomb. I loved because I used to like Heather last season too. I don't like Hannity and Tucker. Coach Shaw did give Heather her props when he said when this went down, Heather came over, no questions or anything. But Heather was ride or die in the beginning, like I want to call her. Heather's a true friend when she's not being all Hannity and Tuckerish, I guess. Not impressed with Lisa. It's more to it. Justin got some questions to answer, and I think that's why the half of Hannity and Tucker is in everybody else's business. That's why she knew so much. He just got fired over that. Yes, his name was removed, but again, there's more to it. Meredith and Seth both know there's a whole bunch more. I do buy Jen. Whatever her and Meredith were in, it happened. And I think the it that happened was more into Jen than her. I don't know if it had anything to do with fish. I wasn't there. I'm just saying. I believe Jen's story. And don't forget that Uber driver got fired for mentioning it. So there's something. That Uber driver did a whole interview thing. He had a 15-minute celebrity. So there is a whole lot more to it. I miss Mary's comedy that she would have added to it. I couldn't stomach looking at Jenny. I just couldn't. Her husband, who still doesn't get it. I have to love Coordinator Shaw because he said in a lot of minority communities, mental health is not something to be proud of. And it's just as important as physical health. For everybody, I don't care what community you're in, it doesn't hurt to talk to somebody sometimes. But and the caller or the person that made the comment about we all have somebody that's troubling in our families, I laugh because my uncles and aunts that are in their 70s use words that my 21-year-old, I have to give a definition of, like, he's never heard that because we don't talk like that in our household. He wasn't raised like that. But when he hears them say old school slang, 60 and 70 terms for all kinds of people, it's kind of like, what is that? Which kind of cracks me up and made me feel good that I raised him right. He has no clue of those, those ignorant terms. But I feel embarrassed with him to say, oh gosh, now I got to explain where this came from or why people of certain colors may call these people this or that or whatever. Go eat your food. I am so glad Salt Lake is over. I'm loving Candy. In regards to Princess, Lord have mercy. I know love is love, but that traumatic, keep going back to the same thing. I think it's an age thing because I don't get it. And I'm over 50, so maybe there is so much more out there, ladies. You do not have to keep, ladies and gentlemen, you don't have to keep getting abused physically, mentally. Don't. But I don't know. I don't get it. But I love you. It's a great Monday. Cleveland hit 60 degrees. And I'm going to text you because I want to ask you something personal that I'd like to do for you that's happening in New York from another friend of mine that is in the theater that has something coming up, and I'm donating tickets. So I'm going to text you to see if you're available for something.
Okay. Awesome.
Have a blessed week. I love all my New York friends. Like I want all of y'all to get together and know each other. And I crack up of how each person knows me differently. But have a blessed day. I love this chat. I love Miss Bernice. Why I want her to be my auntie.
Oh, she is your auntie. She is YouTube's auntie.
She the one I want to sit next to at the barbecue when they clown, and I just sit there because I ain't grown enough to be in their business. But anyways, you guys have a great night. I look forward to our next town hall time.
Yes, most definitely. Donna, thank you so much.
Be blessed.
You too.
Always be blessed.
Bye-bye. Donna is always the first person to comment. When I go back to check the comments, Donna is like one of the first people to comment. So shout out to Donna. She's on it. Her notifications are working. Okay, guys, don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you haven't subscribed to the channel and turn on your notification bell, but also join our texting community. That way you get an extra buffer that helps oh, Kempire is going live. Oh, there's breaking news. Over the weekend, we did have some really sad news about Tracy Braxton from the Braxton family. Passed away after a year-long battle with esophageal cancer. Stay tuned for that. And for those of you that are shading the Braxtons and for how they treated her, on the show and things like that, if you have siblings, you understand that those relationships, there are certain family members that you're always tight with, and everyone has a very different family dynamic. Unfortunately, theirs was out for public consumption, but don't judge those women on how they treated her on the show. That still was their sister who they grew up with and who they loved in their own special way. I've been seeing so many comments, not necessarily on our videos, but just on social media in general, just people saying some really nasty things about Tamar and Tony and, everyone not having Tracy's back. We don't know their family dynamic. Yes, we all have our family issues or whatever it may be, but that still was their sister. And it's a very sad situation. I loved watching Tracy on Braxton Family Values. She was so incredibly funny and also would turn up when she needed to turn up too. She would. And so, cancer sucks. I'm sure everyone knows someone or has been touched by some form of cancer or loss due to cancer. So it's just a very sad situation. So be kind to people. They're already going through what they're going through. You can just say stuff to yourself or to your cousin on the phone. You don't have to post it on. What you write is incredibly powerful. And what you write is not hurting someone else. It's hurting yourself. So be mindful of what you write in the comments and what you write down and what you speak out loud. Speak positive things like the 1 million subscribers that this channel is going to get very shortly. And right around the corner, 100,000 subscribers. We do not take our subscribers lightly. We don't do things for clicks and views. We just create content that we think that you will enjoy. So shout out to our subscribers. Shout out to our Team Kempire and Royal Court members. Thank you to everyone that called in. Thank you to everyone that sent in a super chat. We appreciate you. And of course, don't forget to show love to our moderators. Final thoughts on this Real Housewives of Salt Lake City reunion. I am so glad it's over. I am so glad it's over. Do I believe Jen Shah? No. Do I believe Coach Shah? No. I don't, but I do believe he's trying to protect his kids and his family, and I can respect that. We will continue to follow this case and follow this story for season 3. So stay tuned for that. Don't forget, tomorrow we will be having our Real Housewives of New Jersey watch party on TikTok, and then the following day, we will be doing our recap of Real Housewives of New Jersey. But tomorrow, we will be doing our Tuesday takeover where we talk about some of your favorite reality shows, especially 90 Day Fiancé Before the 90 Days. We didn't get a chance last week. If you were here, we had some issues. I was away. Wi-Fi. We're going to talk all about 90 Day Fiancé Before the 90 Days tomorrow, and of course, more reality TV. So stay tuned for that, 12:30 p.m. Eastern, 9:30 a.m. PST. Thank you all for being here. Have a great rest of your evening, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Have a great one. Let's get out of here. And we are going to celebrate, for those that are asking and that have not been a part of some of the other lives, we will be celebrating 100K. And we might be doing it more than once when it happens. And we might be hitting it overnight. Who knows? Who knows? I do not take the growth of our channel lightly. I know that doesn't happen every day. There are people still trying to get to a place of monetization. Keep doing it, y'all. When I say daily and consistent, that's how it started. That's how it started. Consistency is key. If you want to build an audience in whatever you're doing, if it's this or something else, daily and consistent. More importantly, consistent. It doesn't have to be daily because that is a lot for a lot of people, but definitely consistency. Everyone, have a great night. I'm going to go figure out what I'm going to eat. All right, let's get out of here. You know how you know what we like to do. Let's play some music.